So many moving parts. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Can I get some thumbs up or something? Thanks. Thank you. Okay, so we're working with AirPods, just a heads up. Javen was so kind enough to loan us his AirPods. So we have wipes here. If you're not comfortable placing them in your ears, you can just hold them close to your mouth and then sanitize them. If you would like to place them in your ears for convenience, just sanitize them. Try and be safe, healthy, all that good stuff. Obviously, my mask is off, so when you're up here, so we can listen and hear you clearly and you can feel less restricted, you can take your mask off. And we have Zoom here. We are on Facebook Live. This will be uploaded to YouTube later if all goes well. Having said that, with all the digital disclaimers, it's a safe space, so we're going to have fun. Welcome to Tongues in Common. Thank you for coming. There's so many familiar faces and quite a few new ones, so I'm excited to have you all here. Gosh, where do I go from here, right? Okay, so hi, welcome. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about what we do here. It's a local open mic and poetry night. Just because poetry is in the title doesn't mean that we only like poetry. We like all genres. If you want to get up here and sing, go for it. If you have an instrument you want to bring up here one day, go for it. If you want to do some interpretive dancing, go for it. We're literally here for everything, open to all genres. And I'm going to be popping up here probably every once in a while just to make sure that everyone can get admitted because there's something funky going on, but it's cool. But yeah, thank you for signing up. We do have a couple more spots available if anyone wants to pull out some pieces. I see some nudging already. I think we tried to nudge this one the last time and we weren't successful, and we talked about this time. So like, I don't know, not to put you on the spot or anything, but we do have spots available. So if you would like to read, if you're feeling comfy later on, let us know. And we'll give you 5 minutes of our undivided attention to shine. Basically, the layout is we're going to have the 8 people or 6 if we don't get 2 other people to sign up. We're going to call them up here, have 5 minutes each, share whatever you'd like. We're going to snap people all the way up so that they're more comfortable coming up here. It's a lot to come up here and share your own work, or even just to come up here and be seen by everyone. So we're gonna make that a nice, welcoming walk to the front and not have it be so scary. And we're gonna be really open and receptive. And having said that, while we're speaking to the readers and the performers, we're not gonna have anything that is harmful to anyone in this room or outside of this room. So no bigotry, no homophobia, no racism, no transphobia, anything that you can think of that is just not decent, like let's just not do that. And also we ask for, if you have like super sensitive material, maybe mention a trigger warning or something so that someone can safely and quietly escort themselves out so they're not put in an uncomfortable situation. So 5 minutes, you get to do whatever you want. Get to have fun. I think we had some flips out by the sign up sheet. If you grab one, it's just a couple tips that we've kind of gathered over our events here to make you more comfortable. Take your time, project your voice so that everyone can hear you. Let us know more about you or your practice or what inspired the piece, literally whatever you want. And then take us on a journey with your words, and then we will pass it on to whoever's next. After the open mic readers are done, we will take a short break. There's snacks and all that good stuff out there. There's also a donation box out there. This is a free event for the community because we want to make this accessible to everyone, but we do accept and greatly appreciate donations so that, we can continue to have this as a resource to people in the community and also continue to make it more fun. We're always we're getting wireless headphones and we're making sure you have snacks, and we're just trying to expand and grow. And also, speaking of, I have an idea for us. So don't let me forget at the end before I let you all go. I want to see if you're interested, because if so, then I have some planning to do. But having said that, we'll take a break, use the restroom, drink water, get snacks, all that good stuff. And then we will come back for our featured reader, Yasmin. Hello, hello. Yasmin is a local. I have actually known her for years, since like, I feel like middle school, maybe. We crossed paths, like chorus, band, all that like musical, artsy stuff. And now she's at Coastal, and she is writing some really powerful things. And I'm really excited to have her share her work tonight. So she'll be up here for 15 minutes or so, just kind of letting us know more about her and gracing us with her lovely work. Super excited. Hope you all are looking forward to it. And then after that, that's pretty much it. Like, we'll just get to know each other in that time. Like I said, completely safe space. There is the restroom out here. Just go all the way past like register, and you just keep going down the hall and you'll see the restrooms. They just kind of present themselves to you. And you can do that anytime, quietly, whatever. It's not a big deal. Feel free to take pictures, videos, share them on our social media, tag us. We like to make sure that you're all featured, so that anyone that we might pop up on their Instagram feed, or maybe they follow us, they can see your work and get to know you better, maybe give you a follow, maybe give you more of a platform, all that good stuff. We're just in the age of trying to stay connected, especially right now, because we're all like having to be so far away from each other. So having said that, I think I covered pretty much everything. Just be responsive, be kind. If someone says something up here that makes you feel something, don't be shy about it. Like, let us hear it. Do some snaps while they're reading, or go like something punches you in the gut. Like, let us hear it. Let us hear that or whatever it is that makes you do. Like, we want to hear it. And I think also, as someone that is up here performing, it's very nice to know that we're getting some kind of reaction from someone. So having said that, I think we're good to go. Anything I'm missing? No? All right. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Linda, for offering this space for us. We love it. Thank you. Couldn't imagine a better space. And it's just been super awesome. We've been doing this for like over a year now. We need to sit down and count all the events and see how long it's been going on, because we're really growing. And I don't know, I've met some really cool people and had a lot of moments of inspiration from all of you. So hopefully we can continue. Having said that, up first, we have Sage Short. We're gonna applaud her all the way up. Thank you, thank you. And I will stand the other end. I might have some students out there. So hi, students, if you're out there. And this is all like, we're just gonna, I should have had my mask on before she even came up here. Okay. We're working out. We're working out. Okay. Does it matter which one I grab? I don't think so. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Can someone say in the chat that they hear me, please? Can you? You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Again? Can you hear me now? Okay, now you can hear me. Okay, that's fine. I'll put it in. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Woo! Every time I get up here, I'm nervous as hell. So, anyways, okay. I think I'm gonna read two, but let me just start out with one. Let me not get ahead of myself. So, the poem I'm gonna read you does not have a name yet. I've been working on it for a moment now. But I've been reading a lot of Mary Oliver for 2 days. Okay, but I bought her book at Books A Million, and I've been really enjoying it. There's lots of nature stuff, good stuff, because this has been a really bad year already. And so I felt very inspired by that to continue this poem, which is kind of about my childhood, not even, just like I'm from West Virginia and I feel very disconnected from that place. And I hate it because I feel like West Virginia gets a really bad reputation. But I love Appalachia and where I come from. So I don't know. But I'm also from here and like the ocean is my home and stuff. So anyways, this is about where I'm from in West Virginia. Okay. I was born from the mouth of a river I never met. The Shenandoah has many names, and one of them is Mother. She spreads like cream cheese crackers, like sunscreen and sugar are synonyms, like her sorrows can be compared to the oceans. And the forest lingers over them both, dripping their condensation like heated asphalt. I've heard the rumble of it all, beckoning me home, wherever that is. I've burnt my feet and washed them too. That's all I have for that one so far. It's not final, but thank you, friends. And then this one is kind of a surprise for my boyfriend. We've been dating for over 5 years now, and I don't I don't write love poems as often as I feel like I should. And I never share them either because they feel vulnerable because they're clearly about this person. But I think he's here. I see his name. So this is kind of an early Valentine's Day gift. You're welcome. And it's called Ode to Our Place. Okay. I wonder how many times our paths have crossed. Kindergarten, aisle 5 of Kroger, high school cafeteria. I wonder why we met when we did, and not in 7th grade science or in the hallways at church when we both felt left out. You are the only good thing about our place. I hear our hearts in the past searching for each other this whole time, in the frozen food section, in parking lots, on barefoot summer asphalt, on Halloween when we both left our neighborhoods to go to the rich people houses, on the boulevard we both grew up on. I wonder how many times we have laughed in unison and thought we heard the others echo before we knew that laugh existed. I think about all the hugs we have to make up for and all the stories from two sides of town we have missed. I think about how I hate high school sweethearts when I think about them too hard, but we have been waiting for each other since our feet landed on the coast millenniums ago. And that's it. Oh, guys, stop. That's it. Thanks, guys. But no, thank you, guys. Okay, I'm taking the AirPods out now. See y'all in class tomorrow. It's okay, Steve. If you have anxiety, it's okay.
Hello, everyone. Is this the right AirPod? Is this what the kids call them these days? Hello, am I audible to the good old people of the Zoom? Yes, I am. Wunderbar. Oh shit. Oh God, there we go. All right. So I actually have right now. So I have two poems. One of them is a quick "I'm a lesbian" poem, and the other one is angsty. So the first one I decided to start off short and sweet. So here we go. It's called Another Lesbian Poem. Girls, am I right? I'm right. I just want to hold on to one, soft lips caressing my skin to feel the strong embrace of pure magic, pure bliss. But we're in a fucking pandemic. Shit. Thank you. No, both of these poems, I forgot that the thing was today, so I was like, shit. So I wrote these poems on a last minute splurge today. So this is the unrefined. So the second one is called Burnout. I will give I will give a trigger warning. There's a mention of suicide ideation, given and talented kid syndrome. Y'all know what it is? The burnout from being told you were good as a child. And I'm autistic and I've had the R slur used against me. I do mention that in this poem. So if anybody senses that word, just a quick trigger warning. All right. The spark of life in my eye, the dreams not meant to die. I was wide-eyed and full of pride on what was inside of my mind. Numbers came easy to me. I was a gifted kid, talented at academics. I was the pride and joy to have in class because the teachers had no qualms with the functionalities in my brain. I was an empty canvas. Numbers and symbols, the paintbrush and the teachers, the painters. I was a beautiful canvas, untouched and ready to absorb. The spark of life in my eye, but dreams that are not meant to die. But when you're on a dangerous ride, you're bound to crash, hurt, and collide when you burn out. I was an autistic kid. The numbers, my friends. Bullied by socialites, their means my end. But I could turn to mathematics, at least we both knew each other existed. And my friends were there for me, I think. After so many years, the numbers started to not land, harder to understand. I already didn't get social cues, and now they're abandoning me too. My convolutions gyral like Fibonacci, I spiral. Can someone tell me the golden ratio between being a genius and suicidal? Because I'm pretty sure I tarnished in 6th grade. To this day, it's hard to try new things. It's hard to stay focused. The joy to have in class is now mentally ill, burnout, schizophrenic, autistic, ADHD, ding, 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 it hits a retard jackpot. And they say, what happened to you? You had so much potential. Potential. You know, I was a genius. I was top 11 in my class of 298, who threw it all away on a degree in theater during a pandemic. I stopped learning new things for fun. The stem root of my issues, potential. Potential, 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 potential. As long as I live, it will slowly diminish until I die, quick or slow to finish. But until that fateful day, whether sooner or later, the canvas is now just a crumpled up piece of paper. It will last like I have, without a doubt. Just another waste, another burnout. Hi, what's up? I'm mentally ill. Sorry about the noise for the people on my phone. We might miss out. I'm pretty sure you're getting. So yeah, so fun. So that was me just emotion at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah.
Okay, I think we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, hi everyone. Hi students. Oh, it makes me so happy. My students. I have students, y'all. Okay, sorry. Anyway, up next, thank you, Stacey. You are amazing. What's new though, right? What's new? What's new? Perfect. Okay, so up next we have Kayla, and she has read a couple times. So let's welcome her up here. I should put one of these in. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know. So I have read like some original things, but I guess until I feel brave, I'll read a couple of things that I just kind of saw like online through other people that enjoy like poetry or just like kind of literature and stuff like that. So let me just find it in here. I don't know if I'm moving this too much, if anyone can see me. I guess this first one really can kind of hit anyone that has had depression or anxiety or kind of feels different or has been made to feel different based on the way that you feel, just because it's not normal. I've struggled with depression and anxiety since I was 12 years old, and I didn't even know what it was until I was 17. So now that I kind of have a word and a diagnosis for it, I feel comfortable sharing it with words that aren't really my own. So this is just kind of like a piece. I don't even know where it came from, but it's by Kate Rukowski. I actually saw it on Facebook of all places. I shared it, and I kind of want to share it with you guys because I don't know if you've seen it or not. But this is a good day. Yesterday, I spent $60 on groceries, took the bus home, carried both bags with 2 good arms back to my studio apartment, and cooked myself dinner. You and I may have different definitions of a good day. This week, I paid my rent and my credit card bill.
I worked 60 hours between my 2 jobs, and I only saw the sun on my cigarette breaks and slept like a rock. Flossed in the morning, locked my door, and I remembered to buy eggs. My mother is proud of me. It's not the kind of pride she brags about at the golf course. She doesn't combat topics like, my daughter got into Yale, with, oh yeah, my daughter remembered to buy eggs. But she's proud. See, she remembers what came before this, the weeks where I forgot how to use my muscles, how I would stay as silent as a thick fog for weeks. She thought each phone call from an unknown number was the notice of my suicide. These were the bad days. My life was a gift that I wanted to return. My head was a house of leaking faucets and burnt out light bulbs. Depression is a good lover. So attentive, has this innate way of making everything about you. And it's easy to forget that your bedroom is not the world. That the dark shadows your pain casts is not mood lighting. It's easier to stay in this abusive relationship than fix the problems it has created. Today, I slept until 10. I cleaned every dish I own. I fought with the bank. I took care of paperwork. You and I might have different definitions of adulthood. I don't work for salary. I didn't graduate from college, but I don't speak for others anymore. And I don't regret anything I can't genuinely apologize for. And my mother is proud of me. I burned down a house of depression. I painted over murals of grayscale. And it was hard to rewrite my life into one I wanted to live. But today, I want to live. I didn't salivate over sharp knives or envy the boy who tossed himself off the Brooklyn Bridge. I just cleaned my bathroom, did the laundry, called my brother, told him today was a good day. So again, not something that I wrote, but I just felt it was very powerful, and I'm getting all emotional thinking about it. Of course, yeah, I actually was having a hard time a couple of weeks ago, and I called my brother, and I was like, hey, brother, miss you, just like, here's what's going on. He's like, I'm here for you, and I love you. And I'm like, that's my brother. So this is another thing, I just kind of saw it on Pinterest. I think it's like just based on like the font and like the layout of it. I would assume it's from like a Tumblr post, but I just came across it online. I don't think it's meant to be a poem, but it's just kind of like a little story, I guess, that like resonated with me. And again, it's like with anxiety and kind of like how you feel in your body, but you don't know how to define it, or like where you feel it. You just know it's a part of you and it's within you, but you don't know where. So there's not a name, and the author isn't mentioned, but it says, one time he and I were sitting in bed, and I said, where do you feel stuff? And he said, what do you mean? And I said, here's anxiety, and pointed to my bottom left rib where the spiders start. He pointed to his throat. It's here for me. I keep anger in my breastbone. He holds it in his hands. I feel sadness on my shoulders. He holds it in his lungs. We play this game until we come to love, and I realize that I'm terrified, jugular vein, of what might come. What if it is not the same? What if he feels it somewhere else? What if it's just a flash fire, not the slow burn? What if it's congealing in one place instead of radiating? I try to change topics. Slight response comes from the sternum. He takes my hand in his and he puts them over his ribs and he says, everywhere. Everywhere, like a sun is trying to escape me, like I am being consumed and you are filling up where used to be empty. I say, don't be ridiculous. Humans are 99% space. I nervous laugh, spiders down my spine. He holds his gaze with me. Everywhere, he repeats. That's that one. So I guess I'll read one like teeny tiny little thing I wrote. Not like super trigger warning, but it has like, I guess like interpretations of like assault and like rape and stuff like that. And I called it Laundry Day. I change topics like I change clothes without second thought or apology. I unwrap myself, every article of clothing and every vulnerable thought. Imagine me stripping for you, discarding my top, my armor, my exterior, shedding my bra, my protection, my shield. Piece by piece of clothing, thought by thought in my mind. I unravel, I shed, I reveal. And for what? For a man to take advantage? For a friend to take control? For an inebriated thought to wash away every solidifying action? I never thought it would be easy, but with every right word and every encouraging thought, I find myself naked. I don't know if I did that right. I don't know. Okay.
You're so kind. Include me, and I just want you to know that your enthusiasm, the way that you are yourself, and your honesty is so moving to me, and it's like you're bringing me back to me. So I'm very grateful. But I want to move a little. I'm a dance theater artist. Do you mind if you just shift that around the hair? And I don't know about, I'm going to be kind of loud because I learned it. And I don't wear too close. I just get my temperature taken yesterday. So. But you inspired me, and I've been through a extraordinary tragedy, and I keep telling myself that it's going to give me more feeling. So I've taken an old piece that I did for a comedy festival, and it's a metaphor for my environmentalism. It's kind of a joke about the brown cloud, written from a real experience, and I want to dedicate it to my ancestors. I've been thinking about my people I come from way, way back. So this piece is called Blast from the Past, or Scent of a Hippo. I wandered lonely as a little shrew and came upon a city zoo, a place where wildness kept, where I dare not go, for I am not adept. I am a woman of proper ways. I do not sweat. I am in a cave. But something called me through that day. A lonely cry. Maybe it was Max. Just a step away. Perhaps I can in some small fashion assist the driver. Without a lash. Now, it happened that the way was clear. Upon the water quenched my fear as I approached the creature's laughing lake. I felt the motions of a quake under my mighty rumble. Oh, Max, sorry, guys. Okay, so under my feet a mighty rumble that could cause a fuss, perhaps a tumble. Was it God? From almighty force that left him bounded like a horse? No, no. 'Twas there before my very eyes, a sight to behold of such surprise. The bulbous butt of a tremendous beast did rise amongst the waves like a captain's feast. And I swear 'tis true that the mighty seas did part and let loose on this good green earth a hippopot. The odorous waste, the horrific taste, the pungent smell did linger and dwell like the battlefields Gunga did knew so well, but with no recourse to the deepest spell. I bent my knees, for fear the beast would sneeze. Now, if my dearest Humphrey had been there, I'm sure he would have cleared the air. So I, in my delicate state, could only gasp and swollen meat. So I must call out there the strength within, for I am not a pup. Quickly, quickly, I left from his face, without a track, without a trace. But hark, what have I heard? A cry for safety. Call of a bird. Someone's got to clean it up. I go into the soup. I cleared the poop, well, some of it, and the droop. And though it was the ugliest of deeds, I think perhaps it birthed the seed of something very deep indeed, and so I shall never, ever part with my memory of that hippopot.
That was so fun. Thank you. Was that good? Could y'all hear? Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. All right. And also everyone, feel free to like add comments in the chat to people if you want, like whatever you want. And then I can let people know about it later. We're gonna go back. Is the sound better now or did you like it? Because I switched it over to the computer. So is it better now or was it better before Sarah? Now? Cool. Okay, so we'll just keep it like this then right now. All right, yay, cool. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah's always so fun. Always such a good time. Literally so cool. That's just like one of many examples of all the fun things that you can do up here. So if you are expressive and theatrical and fun like that, have at it because I just write. I can't do all that. So more power to you. All right, up next, I'm so happy to see this name on here. We have Zan. So let's welcome Zan up. Oh, they're even snapping on here. I'm telling you, they're amazing. It's amazing. Are we doing the AirPods still? Or? It's just connected to the computer now. So you're okay. Good. You're good. No AirPods. They said it sounds better. We're listening to the audience.
So I'm Sam. I haven't read the Ocean Life in a long time. I use they them pronouns. I'm a nursing student. I guess I'll do my trigger warnings before each poem. So this first one mentions blood and like wounds. Also kind of like my relationship with my self, like through my transition. I wrote this poem about 5.5 years ago when I was first coming out as trans. Yeah, I think that's, I mean, there's like vague death references, but okay. So it's titled Little Lexi. It's dripping, dripping down. My life force, my blood, my soul, my very entity. It's dripping down from my eyes, from my chest, the holes I dig in my sides with my nails when I clench so tightly to myself to hold it together, to hold it all together. Only sometimes I hold myself too dear and grasp too strongly, and those small punctures in my sides, like heartfelt words, become the gaping wounds of love. It gushes out, it gushes and gushes out. The terror screams out of my chest and through my veins like an anti-venom to my comfort. And I feel my lungs collapse as I expel my sanity in my throat, wrenching gusts of my warning cry. I'm feral in my whimpers, and I am polite through my gnarls and tattered pouting lips. I plead with the silence and darkness of this depth of my midnight mind to set her free. She longs to feel again. Unlike anything we've experienced since that special day, she roared her sympathy at the world and ripped off the Band-Aid of sadness we've so carefully placed over my insecurities and worries and fears and doubts and self-deprecation. So much fucking self-deprecation. For behind every tight chuckle of self-appreciation is a worn-down soul struggling to simply even search for a compliment. Admiration is a personality trait that one must conquer to emote their self-love to the world. She wants to fly free and sprinkle her brand of love on life. She longs to liberate the other littles in doing their duty to depraved society of sluggish and inferior hate. Not a despising stance on others or ideas, as some might assume, but she fascinates her gaze to inspiring the hatred of inequality and misplacedness. And the only discomfort she reportedly exudes glory with is when those who have been heathens to a world of justice come to see their place in the rot of humanity. She crumples and explodes out a nebulous star, shining her love and passion through the galaxy, a beacon. But when the eyes sidle closed and the dreamless wakefulness comes to a close, we place her back in her cage, neatly tucked away as a mortimus bird in a shoebox, the world not quite prepared for the wave of incredulous hope her wings exude. Okay, so like I said, I'm a nursing student. I've also been I worked in critical care for 9 months at a local hospital. So I've been dealing with COVID and deaths, and part of me processing that trauma was writing this poem of an experience I had with my patients. So it's my trigger warning for this. Through craggy breaths, she tells me she never thought this would happen to her, not this young. Took her 7 minutes to get the words out between gasps for a gas so vital to her lungs, tears rushing down her face, and all alone. I have to leave to help others, but she begs for me to stay. She says she doesn't want to die alone. Isn't there something you can give me? All I can give her is my time, but that too is in short supply. Next door, the patient codes, and off I go to do chest compressions. I check back later, and she's terrified. She was left with her thoughts, her struggle, and she now knows what it sounds like for someone with the same illness to die right next door. Do I have time for like one more short? Okay. So I wrote this poem after a frustrating conversation with my mother, telling her that I was going to be starting testosterone, like 7 weeks on T now. So I mean, it's pretty short. It's called You Never. It'll never not hurt that you sob at my happy moments. It'll never not break my heart that it breaks your heart that I'm me. It'll never not be a nightmare that you aren't the parent I want you to be. But it'll never be true that I'm not who I'm supposed to be.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you. And thank you for all the work that you do. It's not easy, especially right now during the pandemic. And that goes to anyone that works, in the health field. There's a lot to have to deal with. And I don't think there's enough conversation about that. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for doing that. So I do one last Zoom check, and then we're gonna have one last person, unless we can convince the one that we were nudging earlier to come up and share something. But no pressure or anything. So I keep saying that, but like there's totally pressure there. So, no pressure, but I'm gonna keep saying it. There's like, yeah, whatever. We would just love to hear you. That's all. We'll get you up here one day. But the last person we have signed up, unless someone else wants to let themselves be known afterwards, we have Brittany, who was also hesitant. So let's give a loud welcome.
Hi, I'm Brittany. Hi, Brittany. I'm gonna just read stuff that's in my notes app. I'm not really that structured of a writer. I just kind of like, whenever I'm sad or I don't know, usually when I'm driving and I just speak it into my phone.
Smart. That's smart. I'm never smart. Oh, yeah, that part. See, Brittany already helping you well. Thank you.
Okay, this one's like about heartbreak and my stupid ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's really sad, actually. first one I didn't wish for you to change, because I realized you never would. I can still hear your condescending laugh. I'm scared I'll never get myself back. When he cuts me open and counts my rings, I'm terrified he will see what you did to me. I'm perfectly cursed, a broken toy with chipped nail polish, and I will never shut up. Sometimes I think a kiss is a promise to be broken. And every man towers over me. Their eyes are always brown. They always want and never give. They just part me down the middle and slip their fingers in, reading all my best parts, but they never make it to the end. And here's another one. It's not really that finished. It's kind of like I need to fluff a beginning part, I think. But I don't know. I like it, I think. Sage left it. And you know what's new is not love yet again, but you are an idiot with his hands on your hips and his unshaven face scratching your chin. You make magic out of the tiny blue threads that tangle you inside the hollow rib cage of another man. You hang like a fly caught in the spider web. You baptize yourself in an ocean that turns out just to be another polluted sea, and you'll blame him. But you were the one who jumped in before you were taught to swim. And now you stand on the dock and wring out your heart, and everything he gave you drips down your legs. And maybe that's the end, but you aren't too sure because they always have a habit for coming back again. Thank you.
Not so bad, right? We're gonna have you go through this side. Yeah. I love it. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share anything? Yes.
We love a corset.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm going to Coastal and I like writing, so here's some of it. I spend most hours in my head. It's nice there most of the time. When it's quiet, my head is the loudest. All these thoughts, all these stories, all these fantasies about people I'd like to meet, things I'd like to do. Recounting all my past memories, sad, happy, regretful. Playing a new movie when it gets boring, when it gets scary, when it gets new, when it gets sad. It can be really overwhelming sometimes, but that's just my brain. The world gets too big, so I shrink that down. I get lost inside the maze. I stay in the corner, I hide. Sometimes when I've decided my reaction, the person has already left. And I have one more. This one is called If Only a Dream. I often dream of being a mermaid. I swim along under the ocean's surface. Down my back, a long brown braid, swimming in the channels with the dace, hiding with octopuses, playing with dolphins, swimming in the current, kicking my dolphins. Away from this crowded place, somewhere I can't be found, somewhere I can feel safe, somewhere I am not bound. No deadlines, no due dates, just today, with no confines, just tomorrow, with no dire straits. My only worry? Nothing. And oh gosh, no more running. I often dream of being a mermaid, swimming through life, not a care in the world, no longer a part of the charade. Like the flying fish's wings, I'm able to be unfurled. Let the current take me far away from the shore, and let me disappear into the tales of folklore. Emma? Yes, Emma. Okay, one more time for Emma. That we do. And you know, it's all a good time. I'm so happy. That's all that. Thank you. It makes, you know how hard it is for me to get people to come up after like not getting the open mics? So thank you. You help. Anyone else want to follow in her footsteps? Yay! We love to see it. We love to see it.
What's up, y'all? I'm Donovan. It's my first time being here. This is an awesome space. Everybody's amazing. This piece is titled Open Book. It is a complete projection of the person I wish I could be, but sadly am not. I'm an open book, filled with a lifetime of metaphors. Covers judge so hard it is criminal. Opened up so often, now I'm beaten and battered, and I'm splitting down the middle, so run your fingers down my spine softly. I'm an anthology. I'm a collection of essays, of stories and poems, of definitions so twisted even Oxford is afraid of me. I'm conscious of my contents. Chapter 1 is titled Nostalgia, and yesterday titled Most Recent Broken Promise. Promises are best kept secrets. Secrets are best kept as promises, so read my lips. I'm not Frankenstein, but my name was forgotten and now I'm mistaken for a monster. My biography is published as punchlines, pages sun bleached. I've been told I'm hard to read and my flaws are anything but tragic. I'm highlighted, notes sketched in my margins, unclear where their thoughts stop and my own begin. I'm well read. The corners of my pages are bent, but I'm worth reading again. All I ask is if you hold my story in your hands, be gentle. Don't change a word. I've suffered through a lifetime of editors. Paper cuts and blood-stained pages are nothing short of adventure. I'm the best edition of myself. I'm an open book.
Wow. What was your name? What? Dom. That was so nasty. Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh, I'm already practicing, y'all. The last guy that just was just fire. All right. Anyone else? No? You.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Put me on the spot. God. This is what it feels like? Sorry. My bad.
No pressure, though.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. Throw it back at me, guys. It's your turn. Okay, well, I guess I will share a poem or two. For my students. It's fine. People are dropping poems over here. But it was the tripod. It was okay. It's fine. So, for my students, when you get put on the spot, you just listen. You just say, okay, I'll do it. Anything for you, Miss Selena. Selena only. Oh, hold on. I got it. I took screenshots to make this easier. Okay. I'll share these two pieces. They are really new, actually. So I have the ability and the privilege to teach a creative writing course this semester with a huge influence of mine and huge supporter, Jess Richardson. A lot of her students come here. So thank you, Jess, wherever you are. I'm super happy I get to work with her. this class that I'm actually like teaching is the class that got me back into poetry, because I kind of lost it for a little while. I think that happens to a lot of us. So that kind of reignited the fire that has kind of always been there, and I let life dampen it and get rid of it and say like, no, don't do it. And she was like, no, do it. And here I am in a graduate program specifically for writing. So funny how that works. Listen to the universe, follow the signs, and just trust the process. It'll be okay. I still feel like I'm drowning sometimes, but it's gonna be okay because I love every second of it. For some reason, it's fine. But this class actually is like super cool because I get to like write with them. And it's so cool. I'm like, oh, okay, like we're gonna come up with a prompt or like a constraint. We're gonna work with it. And so the poems that I'm doing are kind of results of that. So I'll just do this one from today. We had an assignment, like we had them join us on Zoom, and we were like, we're gonna talk about all these different words, like fluffy, hard, dark, light, like, you know, those types of words that, you know, pointy, fluffy, like I think I already said fluffy, whatever. It's been a long day. I've been doing this since 10 o'clock. But you know, all these different words, and with that, we asked them to pick one word out of all those words that we listed, and then leave Zoom, go on a walk for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and try to find different things on your walk, whether it's outside or in their house, whatever they could do, that match that word. So if you said bright, you could talk about this tree right here that's like full of light. But instead of saying this light up tree, you're gonna say this silver wrapped something, you know, like I don't know, but you're not gonna call it a tree. You're gonna talk about like silver wrapped branches ending in sparkles or something. I don't know, that's like crappy. But when you're actually writing and you're trying to put things together, it's really neat to stop and not like to kind of defamiliarize yourself with that object and explain it in something in an interesting way. So for example, I had a student come back and she chose the word bright, and she had like pastel green fingernails, and she was like, I think if I remember it correctly, if you're out there, don't like roast me if I got it wrong, but it was like spring-like Easter eggs rusted onto flesh. What? Like my green fingernails, spring like Easter eggs rusted onto flesh. Like that was so cool. And there were so many other things that students said, but I don't know, that one just kind of like really blew my mind, and everyone else's were super neat. And I came up with some things. And so then after that, we asked them to pick like 10 of their favorite lines or descriptions that they came up with and incorporate them into a poem. And so even though you're not, and the only rule is that you couldn't write about going on a walk. So, you know, kind of get that out of there. But the cool thing about it is, even though you're not explicitly saying bright, if that was the color that you, or the word that you chose, you have all these descriptions that kind of match that tone or that theme. And so then your piece then becomes like this bright piece, or it has all these different bright moments of language that kind of like weave that theme throughout. So I think I picked dull or something like that. And this is what I came up with once I started writing. Work in progress, didn't get much time with it. Literally wrote this today during class. So hi everyone, hope you like it. The title is A Home That Never Welcomed Me. These thankless walls house only fondness for floating hammocks of dust, particles, and darkened dead skin. I leave droplets of dirt on floor mats to linger, to stay close, to be caked onto the soles of your shoes. I was never greeted with warm hugs, dimpled cheeks staying dormant, my entrance unnoticed, my presence invisible. I look up to rusty bronze metal clinging to sheetrock for stability, carved out squares, chilled by airflow, stained by cigarette smoke. Flaming arguments sticking like years of flicked off ashes and tar, tempers only dampened by dismissal rolled in joints or bubbling in beer bottles. Time here is contained in brown sandpaper gone smooth bags, crinkled and created by notions of perfect parents and goodbye kisses reserved for unloving, unlovable husbands, heavy but hollow, nothing to save. I leave stepping through a sea of swirling threads tarnished by spilled drinks and dogs' bladders made weak by aged anxiety, imprinting a collection of footsteps to be seen, remembered until cleaning day, removed, replaced by neat rows in order. Thank you. Thank you. So that was like, I don't know, that was something that I came up with, and it was kind of cool. And like, there's some cool stuff in there that I might continue to work with. And then this is another piece. We also have them, and I encourage you all to do it because it's like super productive and I don't know, it just produces a lot of magical stuff and kind of gets rid of that writer's block that we all fear. To do a free writing journal and to free write 10 minutes a day. Just literally whatever comes to your mind. Like, don't put any pressure on yourself to create this masterpiece, but just get your words out onto a piece of paper. You never know what you're gonna find or what you're gonna like put out there. Maybe it's something that you can pull into another poem one day, so, or piece or whatever. So this is something that I did at 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting in the parking lot of Waffle House for my peanut butter waffles. The title is, I like to linger in spaces that are no longer mine. It seems like there's a theme going on here, I'm sorry. I don't know, maybe I'm going through it, who knows. I like to linger in spaces that are no longer mine. Parking spaces that have served their purpose, dusty rooms I used to fill with noise, the living room of a once lived in empty apartment. I lift my eyes to scan corridors filled with faces I'll meet again in dewy dreams. Unfamiliar becoming familiar in a wistful world of wonder, a collection of stardust found in a stranger's sparkling eyes, a young couple's laughter, a glimpse of windblown hair tangled in eyelashes. I look for you in everyone, hoping refreshers help you remain in my mind, vivid and alive, fingers intertwined with mine, your coarse thumb rubbing the back of my hand, gentle and comforting. Here. I wish I could curl up in your chest cavity, grow roots throughout your lungs, so I can stay planted there at your core. No room for mistake-ridden memories, leaving only a trace of withering petals lining your freckle-covered collarbone and a mouthful of faded flowers. That, like, normally we have our black boxes, but we actually see some faces here and they're like snapping. And just so fun. So many people. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's stretch. Let's go get some food. Thank you to all the readers. You all did amazing. Let's do a round of applause for them. To all of you, we're gonna take like 10, 15 minutes, go get some snacks. So go get some snacks, stretch, do your thing, come back, and we'll be listening to Yasmin share some really cool stuff. So Hello. Hello. This is my silent way of getting your attention. And I think I'm unmuted here now. So if you're back, hello again. If you're not back, I'm sure you will be soon. See some cameras turning on. How cool. Okay. This is literally the most that we've ever had on Zoom. So it's really, really neat. Normally, there's probably some people on Facebook Live tuning in as well. So it's cool. But yeah, what do you suggest I do when I come up here to get your attention? Because I am not the type of girl to come up here and be like, hey, time to come back. Just do the snapping. You like with a little snap. Okay, cool. That's what we'll do. Thank you. I just needed some feedback. Thank you. Thank you. What? Oh, I know. We'll go back to kindergarten. I love it. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed your breaks. I hope you got snacks, used the restroom, all that good stuff. If you get hungry between now and the end, feel free to go out and get some more. And if there's more when the party's over, feel free to take it home, because I'm always sent home with it and I cannot eat enough of it. So please feel free to take it home if there's leftovers. Huge shout out to everyone what was her name? Carolyn? Well, Caroline. You'll probably see this at some point, so thank you so much. We're always loving the friendship bread and the brownies, and baked at home, brought specially for us. So thank you, super good. But yeah, so let's get right into it. We're gonna have our lovely featured reader, Yasmin, come up. Hey girl. Hey girl, let me put my mask on. Let me just put some distance and some mask. So Yasmin, like I said, I've known her for quite some time. She's super awesome and super talented, and she writes about super important stuff that needs to be listened to and needs to be given a platform. So especially right now during this time with everything going on. And once she starts reading her work, I'm sure you'll understand. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it fires you up and inspires you to go out and make a change and do things, because that's what it does for me personally. And I will shut up and let her speak for herself, because she is just a gem and she can do that. So
thanks for my introduction.
Yes. You can take your mask off if you'd like.
Yes, I can breathe a little bit. I'll also shout out to Selena for this flash shirt that I bought from her. Writers believe in time and deadlines. Time does not exist. The word is there, and us writers, we like words. Words have definitions, but definition and meaning are not the same thing. Meaning holds weight. Definitions are just words that mean words. That does not describe time, for time is alive, just like people are alive, and like people have many hats, time has many hats, but none of them come from me, because time is a bandit. And who gives things to bandits? Who gives things to thieves? Victims, and I am not a victim. I give time no hats, and time does not steal from me, because time is my friend and friends don't steal. Time and I walk hand in hand. Time has no limit, only limitless writing with limitless time. Between my pieces, I'll be reading quotes from Myrtle Beach, who wrote my book that I'm reading right now. Even though I finished reading it, and Milky Honey. Check her out. She's our age, like 23, I think. She's in her 20s, somewhere around now. Also, shout out to Selena and Sage, because I send them drafts all the time and make them read my unfinished works. Ruthie Core, my heart woke me crying last night. How can I help? I begged. My heart said, write the book. I'm Yasmin. I'm here real quick just to tell you how I began writing. I have read through my little packet about 6 times, so you guys will be hearing me for 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Becoming a writer was since I was little what I was going to be. I was going to be a doctor down here. It was my guy. So I originally was going to school to be a doctor, and I remember when I was transferring from tech and I got into the biochemistry major at Coastal, and I was excited and my mom was excited because we were going to have a doctor in the family. Surprise. But I was so unfulfilled, and I said, well, who else makes money? And I said, lawyers make money. So I went on Google and I said, what do lawyers major in before they go to law school? And it said political science, and I said, no, I'm not doing that in Conway. And so then the second one said English. And I said, well, then I'll go, do a little reading, do a little writing, so I can go be a lawyer, make lots of bank. Anyway, I started taking creative writing classes and literature and even rhetoric. And I realized that that was where I was supposed to be. I'm supposed to be right here, being rich in passion. And I'll get to be the voice of a lot of people who don't get a voice and who don't get a platform. And I'm excited to share my works. In the last 6 months, I've been a writer, but I guess I've always been a writer and I just didn't know.
Yes.
In the words of Rupi Kaur, of course I want to be successful, but I don't crave success for me. I need to be successful to gain enough milk and honey to help those around me succeed. I was yearning beyond my control to feel desire. The emotion wouldn't let go. I surrendered and succeeded, but I didn't win. Thoughts of freedom danced to and fro from one another to a song I couldn't know. As I attempted to pinpoint what had me bound, I raced and reached, but it couldn't be found. The end approached, the moment departed, leaving me searching for what I started. Rupi says, loneliness is a sign that you're in desperate need of yourself. Back to me. Watching hope dance in the breeze, a leaf clings to the tree. Tree was familiar to what the future holds, aware of leaves night, thinking this is home. When autumn arrives, catching the leaf by surprise, the tree knows what's coming and says its goodbyes. A cold raging through the stem, the leaf shivers, and then a wind overpowers the recovering leaf, evicting it from its comfort on the tree, pulling it through a forest so deep. The wind howled and tussled the leaf for so long, through bumps and dips, something seemed wrong. The wind died, leaf arrived to a place unoccupied. Leaf covered in soil with nowhere to go, disappeared from the surface, and lost all hope. But the sun came out. Leaf starts to grow. Sprouts turn to limbs. Leaf becomes its own home. Strong tree now stands where the hopeless leaf once lay, to restart the cycle with her own naive needs each day. And this one, I kind of tell you guys what to do, but it's like breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. You feel that? You're alive. You're here. It did not kill you. You did not kill you. While I read that, you took countless breaths. You lived without permission. I didn't tell you to do that. You got hurt without permission. I didn't tell you to do that. You will persevere without permission. I'm telling you to do that. Broken hearts bloom into the brightest bouquet, so stop and smell the roses. Your roses that rose from the ashes of the old you, the hurt you, the no more you. She is gone and you are thriving. Breathe in, breathe out. The dead weight is gone and I am more alive than ever. You are more alive than ever, because this isn't about me, it's for you. Yeah, you, and yeah, me too. We. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are free to breathe. You can breathe for free, for breathing is freeing. Rupi says, the thing about writing is I can't tell if it's healing or destroying me. I know personally a lot of my pieces are what I see in the world and how that makes me feel. And sometimes writing that down can be freeing. Sometimes it's suffocating. The next two pieces I'm going to read did both of that for me. Different day, same story. Someday the news could be boring. No more Eric Garner or Michael Brown. At the hands of the police, they were killed, gunned down, driving home or selling cigarettes. How about we put the violence down and just place them under arrest? Different day, same story, and the news is still not boring. This is America. We fought the war and won. Stop right there, because I'll leave you stunned. The world's best nation, that's what we're known for. But do they know that cis white men say the N-word for fun? This is a nation where bribery is not a big deal. Uncle Sam is happy and will pretend it's not real. Welcome to America, a melting pot of diversity, freedom of press, speech, and peaceful assembly is in our Constitution as the land of the free. Really, they care about Kaepernick lowered to one knee for a democracy that's run more like tyranny. Make America great again, but what time were they referring? Slavery, Trail of Tears, Civil War, it's time to worry. America, land of the free and home of the brave, but it's only the white men that deserve to be saved. Different day, same story, and the news is still not boring. America, USA is definitely the best. That's why our college kids are anxious and depressed. Different day, same story. Can the news please be boring? A cat stuck in a tree, little DJ fell and scraped his knee. Yet all we hear about is crack and methamphetamine, the daily murder, and the killer left the scene. And what about good news? Because that happens too. Fairy tales happen, yeah, that's true. Flint finally got water and the blind can see. Cancer is cured and the AIDS cure is a priority. Or local girl goes to Harvard. She's low income but worked hard. Her scholarship money was worth $1 million. But that won't get coverage on Fox News at 10. They'd rather talk politics and money-hungry men. Different day, same story. The news will never, ever be boring. Emmett's murderers walked free. There's no justice, you see. 65 years to the day. Wait, what's that you say? Sadly, that was Breonna's day. To face the same fate, but this is the difference, because this time around, we have people fighting for justice and we're not all brown. Different day, same story, and now I'm not worried because I see all y'all out there fighting for glory, for equality and justice so we can live without fear, not just tonight and not just right here. Different day, same story, but the news will be boring. Just kidding, I tricked you because that's not the story. A pandemic is raging and people are dying. Mom can't find her babies and I can't keep her from crying. The building's still smoking. This is the world we live in. Hate and no morals, just a world full of sin. Sure, some activists try again, but it's every man for himself. We will never win. March and protest until we're blue in the face. To a conservative party, we're a disgrace. To fight for equality, liberty, and justice for all, we march, we cry, we fight, we fall. They created this monster, made us too scared to kill it. A system catered for them. They want us to live in it. Depression, transgression, oppression, aggression, burdens too heavy. The load must be lessened. We are the future, and I'm proud to take part. Black Lives Matter. It matters just the start. Different day, same story, and the news can never, ever be boring. Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. The next one is tear gas or free pass. And I remember when I was drafting this and I sent it to Selena and I was like, help, please. Cheeks stained from crying, clothes ruined with tear gas, bruises from rubber bullets. 6 months later, they still last. Hearts sink, bullets echo through hollow bones. My blood, the new pain of major cities and homes. 6 months later, watching you pass through Capitol gates, I can't help but laugh. You entered with ease on Capitol Hill. The police were there, yet you weren't killed. You broke into the heart of a country still healing for a field day of crimes filled with riots and stealing. You walked in proud, flags held high. My brothers did less, and yet they died. You walked out free, causing civil unrest. I marched into the street and was placed under arrest. I must have forgot there's a target on our chest. They call us thugs, but you're a terrorist. Some will compare and feel justified. The events aren't the same. Let me explain. I protest against injustice so we can be unified. You riot because you lost and your leader lied. I protest for the innocent who unjustly died. Unlike your demonstration, my people didn't survive. Look down at your skin. You walked out smiling. Let my words sink in because my people are still crying. Next time I protest, I'll be faced with tear gas while others will riot and get a free pass. Last year, I was given a prompt. A professor challenged me to grow and to create fearlessly. Thank you, Jess. She challenged me and the rest of my class to write without the sense, like one of your 5 senses. I've since taken that prompt and started writing my own series called the Sensory Series. So my next 2 pieces are 2 people put in situations where they could benefit from one of their senses, but they don't have that sense. Fueled by my fleeting heart, every brushstroke mimicking the rhythm of life, rhythm of love, rhythm of light, rhythm of dark. Lines thin and thick, hues dark and light, colors unbeknownst to me. Do you see what I see? It's beautiful, it's complete. Look at the lines, it's me, I think. My life on display, I'm only what you describe to me, a life I live but will never see. Another masterpiece. Beating heart reflecting on canvas glass, and do me a favor and tell me what you see. Describe to me this piece of me.
This next piece is called Trigger Warning. There is also a trigger warning. It is mentioned school shooting. Yes. Sirens, I hear them. Fire drill. Pats, hard and soft, not pats. Steps, fast, running. Wait for me. Footsteps loud and then soft. Where is it? Sirens, more than one said it was right beside me and it has to be stopped. Quiet. Sit. No more movement. Tip, tap, tip, tap. Heels, I know that sound. My teacher? Click. The lock on the door. Why lock the door? That's new. Anyway, heels click across the room. I hear them soft, far, loud, close, soft, far again. They pass me. Not heels, boots. Silence, comfortable. Silence, awkward. Silence, uneasy silence. Where am I? I felt it on my shoulder, pressure, too much silence. Click. Unlocking the door? No. The door was to my left. Click and stop, cold chills. Definitely not the door. Release. I was holding my breath. Sirens there, everywhere. My life flashes before my ears. Lullabies, gentle hums, Christmas carols, falls. Lots of falls. My cane gently taps on the wall, guiding me better than outstretched hands. Art class, all my pieces seemed abstract. Kickball, never chosen. No one chooses me first. Always the last one picked, wishing I would be first. I guess today was my lucky day. Sirens, where footsteps, so many sounds, never any words, silence, jingle, Christmas bells, jingle, slides and clicks and more clicks, fear, anger, hatred, sadness, so many feelings, not enough words, too many sounds, only one outcome. Chosen last in kickball, chosen first today, chosen first to die. Can't run if you can't see. Target practice, that's what Simon called me. I liked it better with no words, no idea who would end me. 3 seconds, 2 students, 1 classroom, school's out, vote for me, click, click, boom, school's out. Ruby says it is part of the human experience to feel pain. Do not be afraid. Open yourself up to it. An open letter. Dear, to whom, for what, for why, it may concern. A letter, a prayer, a poem, to self, to others, to God, a higher being than myself. Why not call it a letter? Does it have to be about self, though? The words I utter have been uttered before and they'll be uttered again. But what if my prayer is too long? What if my prayer is not complete? A letter. A letter will be complete. Introduction, body, conclusion. P.S. just for something little extra. Will my letter to myself get lost? Will my letter to others get lost? Will my letter to God get lost? No. My letter won't get lost because it'll never be sent, but my letter will be found by who needs it most, the reader, because no one reads by accident. This was no accident. Thank you for finding my lost, never sent letter, to whom, to what, to why ever it may concern. Sincerely me. I think this is my last piece. Yeah. I don't know if that was 15 minutes. God is my father, but she is my mother. I walk behind as she guides, her chest covered in lace designs. I didn't notice at the time, but the holes weren't handcrafted design. They were bullets and wounds seeking to destroy. They were aimed towards her, but the target, it was me. She walked ahead to shield me, for she knew I'd die at their hands. I wasn't strong enough to be alone and stand. My shield weakened as time passed. Their final attack was her last. God is my father, but she is my mother. She was in front, but now she's over my shoulder. But don't be fooled. She is not weak. She's only tired. The bullets pierce deep. Lies stabbed through her, crown of slurs placed on her, labor around the clock rewarded with sleep. To cook, to clean, to teach, to feed. I wonder if one day she had her own dreams. Late at night, she thought I was asleep, but I was broken, kneeled at her door, hearing her weep. I begged my father to bring her peace. I opened my eyes and the sobbing has passed. I guess my prayer worked since that breath was her last. God is my father, but she is my mother. I buried her body deep down under. God must be sad. I hear the thunder. The sky is crying, grieving for my mother. His tears, her tears, and mine fall together, watering the garden, arming for storms will weather. Broken hearts bloom the brightest bouquets. This moment in history is my mother's day.
She was strong and fearless, and now it's on me to get the lace on my chest to shield my offspring. My mother is priceless, like all women. It's easy to forget what we're created in. God is my father, and she is my mother. Father placed me in her where I was conceived. For what good is Adam if there was never Eve? And Ruby Kaur says, stay strong through your pain. Grow flowers from it. You have helped me grow flowers out of it. So bloom beautifully, dangerously, loudly. Bloom softly, however you need, just and to close with my own line. Broken hearts bloom the brightest bouquets. Thank you.
Okay. Heard. So good. Thank you for sharing. You just shine so bright, and I think we need another round of applause for that. Thank you for those of you that have your cameras on. No shade to those that don't. We love you either way. But it's so nice to see faces and see you like clapping in your room. Like, how cute is that? Anyway, I'm just gonna keep fangirling over this all night. I don't know, I feel like a 5-year-old. But Yasmin, you killed it. Open mic readers, you killed it. First timers, you killed it. Like, what the? And normally I close with a poem, but I'm not gonna do that because I want your work to like go home and marinate in people's minds and souls a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of important stuff there. So I hope you all were touched by it. I hope that you were comfy and you felt safe and welcome tonight. And that goes to all of you as well. And hopefully when things are a bit less scary and chaotic, some of you can come here in person if you haven't. I think it's a good experience and I love it here. It's like a little second home for me, and I consider you all like family, like just a whole other family of writers, and that's what we want, is to kind of foster that community here in the community, because there are so many talented people here. And I don't think the area really highlights them enough. I think we hide in the shadows because we're scared, and we'll kind of bump into each other at a bookstore and that's it, you know? But like, this is cool because it's free and we get to be really vulnerable and open. And for me personally, it's a super healing time to be here and listen to all of your work. So thank you for always supporting us. If you took pictures or videos, you know, if someone's work spoke to you, like catch them real quick before they leave and let them know. I saw a bunch of conversations going on out there, and that makes me super happy to see you all naturally wanting to tell each other how amazing you all did. I think that's what makes this place so awesome and so special. So if you have pictures or videos, feel free to share it on social media. Instagram is @tonguesincommon. Facebook is facebook.com/group/tonguesincommon. It's all Tongues in Common. Just look up Tongues in Common. @Yoga in Common, @Market Common, all the commons. So yeah, and just keep sharing. We always pick a date right after this, so we will kind of pick a date and just keep updated, stay up to date with us on social media. If you know me, feel free to ask me, text me, whatever, and bring your friends, or, you know, encourage them to join from Zoom. So if you haven't read yet, if you're one of the ones that we nudge, or if we don't even know to nudge you and we should be nudging you, you know, I'm already getting looks. Look at that. Oh, I'm telling you, you're gonna be put on the spot here, everyone. It's a place of growth, though. I think there's a lot of growth to be offered, and kind of facing your fears and coming up here. So I see more people get more comfortable every time they come up, and that makes me super happy. And I've gotten so much more comfortable. I think this is literally the first time that I've gotten up here and I'm not like physically shaking a little bit. So progress. We love that. So yeah, stay connected with us. Take some food home. Share all the pictures. Share all the love, and stay safe. And enjoy your Valentine's Day weekend, whether you're celebrating self-love or family love or relationship love, whatever it is, just celebrate life, and let that be full of love. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. Oh, yes. Okay. So we love Shane. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something. I was thinking we have a lot of familiar faces coming back, and I don't even think I've talked to Linda about this yet, so this is a surprise for her too. But I do have some friends that are very artistically they're super talented, and they know how to do all the things. And so I'm wondering if maybe y'all be interested in like me collaborating with some people and having some designs created for Tongues in Common, and possibly making like stickers and hoodies. Oh, I heard a gasp. Ooh. Hoodies, maybe some t-shirts, things like that. I'm getting some nods, so yeah. Hey. Tongues in Common clothing brand coming out soon. Watch out. Okay, cool, sweet. Yeah, I know. And there's so many things we could do with it. So if you do have my number, or if you have our email, or if you want to talk to Linda, or follow us on social media, send me a DM on Instagram, whatever. Send me ideas. If you know any artists, let me know. We want to use people from the community if we can. So try to keep it as local as possible and grow from there. So that's super cool. I've been thinking about it for a while now. And if you're interested, then I will get to work on that and see what we come up with. Send me all your ideas, all your connections, all that good stuff. And when we get the hoodies, I better see y'all. Repping it, okay? I'll try to like do all the ethical things. Like we'll try to get the ethical things going, and decent pricing and all that stuff, because we all know the majority of us are broke college kids. So we'll make it work. Yeah, cool. Yay. Awesome. Thank you. And with that, thank you. Oh yes, all the big bucks. It's in the form of inspiration and motivation and love and community. So honestly, that beats everything. It doesn't feel like work. It just is really a fun thing to be a part of. So thank you for letting me be a part of it. A huge round of applause to Yoga in Common and Linda for being so amazing. Obviously, this is a yoga studio, so like it's not always reading and poetry. So if you want to come and do some yoga classes, things like that, check them out. They got, good prices, all that good stuff. Really great people here. Actually, one of my students works here apparently, so super cool. Small world, small area, but we've been new. And yeah, also lots of local artists work out there. So check that out and stay connected, stay safe. Come back next time. Thank you for coming. And thank you all for coming. You're the best. We're all done. So if you have any comments or anything, feel free to drop them in the chat. We have some guests telling you hi. And otherwise, I'll see you all later. Thank you for supporting us. Hope you come and join us again on Zoom or in person or whatever. Good times. Getting my hat. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Kelsey. Hey, girl.